What is the most ridiculous thing you have seen at a party? I once walked into a house party and a girl came up to me and my friends and said, if you're injecting then throw your needles out of the back window. We decided that wasn't really a party we wanted to be at and left pretty soon. Friend had a party in high school and walked in on a guy pulling his pants up quickly, after clearly attempting to it in his cat's litter box. Standing in bathroom line with a friend. She asks to borrow my chapstick. As she's uncapping it, she still has a drink in her hand. Cap comes off a little hard. She accidentally throws her drink back over her shoulder, all over the chick behind her, who freaks out, demanding to know who did that. Friend turns around, says, oh my god, someone spilled a drink on you, and uses the situation to bring other girl into the bathroom and clean her up. This defusing the situation and jumping the line. I remember someone heard some cops at the front door and decided to jump out the window leading to the backyard to get away. Probably should have made sure the window was open first. From what was to be just a noise complaint turned into an ER bill and paying for a new window. College party and the cops end up at the front door. Obviously there are kids underage, so we cram like 40 of us into a small bedroom where you could barely breathe and kept quiet. You know that face people make when they are about to vomit? Well, this girl right beside me started showing that face, and before I know it she pukes all over another kid's back. It started a chain reaction and about 10 others puked after. I noped the duck out of there, and as I was leaving, I passed the 2 cops, said howdy to both as I nodded my head and left. They didn't say a word. House party for someone's 21st. Some guy finds the host's bag of raw potatoes. Another guy dared him to take a bite out of one, but he protested. More people heard of the situation and gathered around him. Eventually started the chant, eat the potato. Succumbing to peer pressure, he took a bite and in a brilliant move passed it to the guy who dared him, who then took a bite and passed it someone else. It turned into communal raw potato eating, with everyone chanting eat the whole potato and passing it eventually to everyone at the party. Surprisingly, nobody got mono. An army vet doing cocaine for the first time. He screamed at the top of his lungs, I killed 11 people. The only thing that feels better than killing 11 people is this duck I'm blow. Then he kicked a door off its hinges. It was disturbing. This was ridiculous, but honestly ridiculously cool. This dude showed up to a big house party of like 125 of us with his service dog. Not just any service dog though. A giant ass Great Dane with a makeshift army pack thrown over him that carried beers around for people at the party. He brought me a beer or two. What a good dog. Definitely watched my friend feed the dog at least 5 hamburger patties at the end of the night in our drunken haze. I witnessed a girl pass out on my friend's porch and then get humped by his dog. The dog was always humping whatever he could find, and she was no exception. I went to a work party and the girl that hosted it had sex with 5 different dudes. She ducked a guy in the garage. She ducked 2 guys in her bed. She ducked a guy in his truck, and she ducked a guy on the couch that I was supposed to be sleeping on. Young me wanted sex too, but she told me to take a hike. For some reason, that bothered me for a long time. Edit. More context. I had known the girl for a while and we chilled some. It was obvious she was sleeping around because she kept disappearing at the party. I wasn't getting any part of it, so I got super drunk and embarrassed myself. I actually still slept over but woke up super early and walked home. Probably the worst sleep of my life, and the walk home was almost 2 hours. She quit the job once school came around and I never saw her again, although she did text me a couple of times. It never led to anything. In high school, friends made 3 batches of brownies, regular, weed, and laxative. They didn't mark them and it quickly became a disaster. I thought butt chugging was just a joke from some frat bro movie I'd never seen. Nope. People do it. Voluntarily. Who aren't pledges or rookies or in any way being hazed. I've told this story before, But when I was in college I was in a fraternity. At some point we started partying with some international students because we met some of them at a campus event. 90% of them were Brazilian. So I was one of the sober bros watching the door talking with one of these Brazilian guys, and a chick came up the stairs. And without even saying anything, she grabbed his hand and dragged him into our little coat supply closet next to the door. About 10 minutes and some uncomfortable sounds later, they both come out and he gives me a wink. She continues downstairs and the guy and I resume talking. Not even 5 minutes later a completely different chick comes up and does the exact same thing to this guy. I thought this was hilarious. But I was also slightly jealous of this guy's apparent affinity with women. One of my friends pulled down his pants, slipped a condom on and just started taking a wank in the living room. Girl got super drunk at party. So we put her at the toilet. Come back 10 minutes later and there's it. Piss and puke flooding in the bathroom floors. I guess after that she got it all over the carpet outside the bathroom and the owners of the house had to get new carpet. We called her the party pooper after that. Edit. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. A Halloween party with 2 Jesuses. I kept trying to convince them to fight to the death for timeline consistency. They refused. Arrived late to RHS party. Walk up the driveway. To a chair being thrown out an upper floor window. Walk into a split entry. Dudes are upstairs holding potted plants, dropping them onto the heads of anyone going downstairs. Girl whose parents owned the house is passed out. I go up. Friend hands me a beer. Don't even get a sip before cops are everywhere. Ran out back. Buddy hid the beer in a pile of firewood. Walk around front. Cop checks me out. But I am sober and had no booze on me. I drove my buddy's car. We went for pancakes. After we ate, we went back to get the beer. Someone had taken an axe and cut the deck off of the house. We found our beer and hauled ass. Monday morning, there was a huge investigation into who was at the party, trying to figure out who did the damage. 1990 was a simpler time. So land sharks are pretty common. You carry a naked person through a party with a frisbee clenched between their cheeks. Normal. Except one time. One of my friends was on the fence. A sort of do I or do I not dangle my dong throughout the whole throng kind of thing. So his condition was that the 4 people carrying him, 1 per limb, also had to be naked, and so 4 naked people carrying another naked person with a frisbee in their butt through a party was probably the craziest. Or close enough. Edit. People seem a little baffled by my, partially, tongue-in-cheek use of common and normal. You see, my freshman year of college, upperclassmen managed to convince the freshmen that it was in fact common and normal. We believed them. Which, in turn, made it pretty common and pretty normal. Was at a party when I worked at a ski resort in New Zealand where there were 4 naked girls on top of a table in just ski boots dancing and kicking beers in every which direction. Oh, and some guy literally strapped into a snowboard to crowd surf through the entirety of a packed house party. Ski life. Best life. Edit. For those wondering, it was a house party in Wanaka where close to 200 people from 4 or 5 neighboring resorts showed up. You could hardly move and they had 3 DJs playing live sets in different rooms. NZ knows how to party.